But offers appearance something of a surprise, as perhaps that of Semenyo above Aki Williams. Paintsel coming in, no Mohamed Kudus because of what is understood to be a hamstring issue, and it may not just keep him out of this game but possibly Ghana's second match as well, which is against Egypt on Thursday. It'll be a fascinating clash, that game, also here in the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium Arena. The stadium hosted the opening and final matches of the 1984 Nations Cup, when Ivory Coast last and previously hosted. It's undergone pretty extensive refurbishments in recent times. And they'll be hosting a couple of round of 16 clashes and a quarter-final one as well. And on the subject of the round of 16, well, these two teams at the last Nations Cup in Cameroon, it was not the four-time champions who made it through to the knockout round, but Cape Verde, population 500,000 as we see. And the officials, the man in the centre today, Jean-Jacques Ngambo Ndala of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And a look at the Cape Verde lineup. Hugely experienced Vozinha in and Pico, Logan Costa and Stephen Moreira across the back. No place today for veteran Gary Rodriguez, which means that it's between Bebe, the former Manchester United, and Ryan Mendes to lead the line to try and find the goals. And should there be a winner tonight, well, they will be automatically at the top of Group B, given the point apiece earlier for both Egypt and Mozambique. Chris Hughton. His first Nations Cup, appointed 11 months ago. He's got a point to prove to the Ghanaian public, who are not quite convinced by him, as Cape Verde get us underway. From right to left in blue is set in Ghana in all white, and how their fans would wish that they might play like Real Madrid. And an early foray into the area for the Blue Sharks, and with this driving run. Excellent stuff. Into the middle they go. For a moment I thought it was going to break, possibly. For Joseph Paintsel. Excellent surging run there from Ashimeru. Champions came into this tournament courtesy of finishing top of a group with Angola, the Central African Republic and Madagascar. Unbeaten they were, played 6, won 3, drew 3, scoring 8 and conceding 3. Cape Verde are finished second in their group, a point behind Burkina Faso, but 2 clear of Togo, with Eswatini propping up the group. Cape Verde lost their final friendly before the tournament against Tunisia in Tunis on Wednesday, whereas Ghana, equally inauspicious, drawing 0-0 at home to Namibia on Monday. But those the mere preludes, and this is of course the real deal. As Ramiro Montero tries to get Cape Verde going through the middle. Salisu concedes the corner. The former Southampton man, now playing in France with Monaco, but just 3 league appearances so far for Salisu after he spent 8 months out with injury, only coming back last month. Very timely as far as Ghana are concerned. Corner headed in, cries and claims from Cape Verde for perhaps a look at that again from the referee. Instantly the arms came up. Let's have a look. Claiming that it hit the arm of Semenyo. The Bournemouth striker, winning his 15th cap today, and the hold-up would suggest that this is being looked at by VAR. They had a decision to make in stoppage time of Egypt against Mozambique, and they eventually called the referee over to the monitor, breaking Mozambican hearts. Clearly a message coming through which says no intent or no real foul committed there, and we continue. It looks to be, I would have thought, a goal kick, but it's going to be a corner. So an early chance for Cape Verde to force pressure onto Ghana. Fury came. It was, I think it's Salisu who got the header away, but a possible lack of communication at the back for Ghana. Gideon next to that. Montero heavily involved, or at least trying to be, in the centre of the park for Cape Verde in these early stages, buzzing around. And he plays his football in the MLS with San Jose Earthquakes. Pico, on the other hand, plays his football in Ireland, Shamrock Rovers. A man who, when he was first called up by LinkedIn, thought it was a joke. The approach initially came in Portuguese, but Pico Lopez, he just ignored it for a fair few months. I think 9 in the end, and then when the approach came in English, he actually read it. It was very simple. It was like, would you care to play for Cape Verde? I would have thought he would have Google translated it, which is what he ended up saying. He wished he had done. Anyway, he's here now, the man wearing 4 at the back for Cape Verde, and playing his second AFCON after having turned out in Cameroon 2 years ago. Wayward from Jiku. One of Ghana's more impressive performers in recent times. Alexander Jiku, the Turkey-based Fenerbahce player. Could form a really good, solid central offensive partnership with Salisu in this tournament. Here he is, Jiku, Mensah into Salisu, who's just happy to hack that up towards the halfway line. It's really well played by Giovanni Cabral. Messy between Ryan Mendes and Jordan Ayew. Not too hard to see why the Congolese referee is given the foul. Semenya, that's nice. Really good strength as well from him. And down he goes in the area, instantly waved away by the referee. The turn was more impressive than the second bit. The player who's been in really good form in the English Premier League with Bournemouth, Semenyo. 3 goals in 16 games so far this season. But he adds a lot more than goals. And a bundle of energy, creating lots of chances and causing havoc for opposition defenders, and that's what Black Stars fans will be hoping to see today. Cabral, nice pass into a little bit of space for Montero, back to Cabral. Running it and the court, and that will surely be a free kick. And Jiku instantly, Jiku goes up to apologise. That's superintend that from the Soler Nitana, wide man, Cabral. And an early yellow card as well for Jiku. And that is very early in the game, obviously. There's a long way to go. The Cabral showing what he's all about. He made his debut way back in 2017. Giovanni Cabral. Well, this is only his 6th cap. And he's looking as though he's itching to make up for lost time. Well, there was some doubt about who would start a goal for Ghana today. But before he got the nod, and he might be called into serious action for the first time here. Montero standing over it. Swung in, but the wall does its job, and he rocks backwards. That was a real wallop, and I think it was Königsdorfer who caught it. And he took 2, 3, 4 steps backwards, but he seems okay. Still holding his head, actually, in the centre of the park. Mansfield Yeboah Königsdorfer, just 22 years of age. Here we see Semenyo again, being held. Look at that. The presence of mind just to make it through. Excellent play from him. They're still being held there. And if anything, he just went down a little bit too late, surely. Let's have a look again. Another touch. Well, he was certainly being fouled and held early on. And then, as defenders tend to do, they eventually let go after a few seconds, just in time, which I think is why the referee gave no decision there. a really bright bit of play from Semenyo nonetheless. Making their 24th appearance at the Nations Cup, which is the third highest ever. Only Côte d'Ivoire, host nation here, Ivory Coast, with 25, and Egypt with 26 have more. They managed to win at the competition 4 times in their first 7 visits, the Black Stars. Well, they have won none of the last 16. Source of eternal regret. Taking on AM fans, 1982, the last time that they triumphed, but there have of course been recent near misses. 2010, they were beaten by Egypt by a 1-0 in Angola. Ghetto with a strike very late on to break Ghanaian hearts, and then on penalties against Ivory Coast in 2015. Another defeat that went right to the wire. 9-8 it ended in the shootout. There's Cape Verde building slower, more patiently than Ghana, who are breaking faster. So we've yet to see a meaningful shot on target. Any real shot on goal in the opening quarter hour as we approach it of this game. As for Cape Verde, well, they play on Friday next against Mozambique. Before ending with a clash against Egypt here in this stadium, while Ghana move across town to the Alassane Ouattara Stadium to take on Mozambique. That game on the 22nd of January, which we will of course be bringing live to you. Chances taken by Kevin Pina. So Cape Verde, as you can see, enjoying the better of the possession, nearly 2/3 of it in these opening stages. Driving run from Mendes. Now. Well, Cape Verde's record in this competition really is remarkable, given the size of their population, as said, just 500,000 or so. But with more Cape Verdeans living outside of the island nation, which is just off the west coast of Africa, if you don't know it. 10 islands. Nearest point to Senegal. And with more Cape Verdeans, as I said, living overseas, they've heavily relied on the diaspora for players. And it has served them incredibly well. Might serve them well here as well. That's a fine strike, good save as well, but they can't clear the lines. And Cape Verde break the deadlock, open the scoring. And what a moment it is for Jamiro Montero. It was a really good strike that came in. Ofuri got a good hand to it, but Montero was there to tap into an open goal. And with the first real chance of the game, Cape Verde take the lead. Well, how he enjoyed that. Goal was gaping, a gift presented to him. You see if there was any more that Afori could do, but it was well struck and he got a solid hand to it. It just spilled into the place he didn't want it to. There we go. And Chiku left his man. Cabral with the strike. Well, who was keeping an eye on Jamiro Montero? Not that Cape Verdeans will care. Really good early strike from the edge of the box. Decent enough save. But Montero, who's a midfielder, doing what all good strikers do, following up, gambling, and he certainly got his rewards. Not for the first time today. One of the less fancied nations is leading one of the traditional giants of African football. So, game on. Taken a while to have a shot on target, and I wouldn't exactly say this game is ignited, but it's time to see what Ghana can do in response. Rico so good in the air. A little bit of head tennis going on from over the halfway line. I imagine that's the net. Stop now, thankfully. That's nice from Paintsill. Cuts inside. Driving forward into the box he goes. Well, somehow the Cape Verdean defender got the ball. I think Paintsill was getting ready to go down. But somehow João Paulo Fernandes emerged with the ball. Whether by accident or design. Paintsill still lying on the floor as if to make his point to the referee, of course. Babu Idrisu, out wide to Dennis Adoy. Idrisu again, well, ball being put out of play so that Paintsill can get a little bit of treatment. Let's have a look at this. Skipped away from João Paulo Fernandes. And a really strong run. Little push. Then he falls. No, he didn't come away with the ball at all, Fernandes. Now the referee happy to play on. Pretty clumsy for both parties. But VAR not seeing anything in that to call the Congolese referee over to the sidelines. That's nice from Cabral. He's started this game superbly well. The 25-year-old. And how's that for a bit of confidence from Vozinha? You may remember Vozinha from the last Nations Cup. Rushed out of goal. Took down Sadio Mane. Got a red card for his efforts. Both players ended up in hospital. Mane with a bit of concussion. There was a memorable photo between the pair of them, smiling away. No hard feelings, and well, he's back in goal tonight for his 4th Nations Cup. He has been a part of all Cape Verde's visits, the 37-year-old. And he might be hoping for better against Ghana because he rushed out of field once again in the quarter-final in 2013, up for a corner, trying to salvage a last-minute draw in the quarter-final, which allowed Ghana to break and wrap up that game 2-0 as Wakaso pretty much tapped into an empty net. Lovely little touch that again from Cabral around the corner. Oh, nice skill as well down on the right-hand side. Mendes, the skipper. Got ran into traffic in the end. Just doing enough, showing his years of experience. Doing his 6th Nations Cup today. Ayew and his brother Andre on the bench. And if he comes on today, well, he will make history. They're in behind here, no flag is up. Space for Ghana. Excellent block by Pico as Semenyo rushed in, and then the flag does go up, belatedly so. Nonetheless, excellent defending from Pico Lopez. Well, that's not offside. Cabral skipping away again. And that's a lovely ball through the middle as well, just a little bit too heavy for Bebe. But once again, superlative stuff from Cabral. Really enjoying himself. To mount any real riposte to that goal from Montero 5-6 minutes ago. Pina. To Salisu. Good passer of the ball. Salisu, all 10 Ghana players in the Cape Verde half. Koningsdorfer, well, shackled by Pina. Based in Russia, the Cape Verdean midfielder. Nice player over on that far side. Gideon Mensah. Well, it's a good spell of possession for Ghana. Is there going to be an end product at the end of it? Odoi. Paintsel. A lovely ball round the corner. Oh, the cross isn't quite right. Oh, it was just behind Semenyo, but Koningsdorfer came in. Couldn't get a good, proper, clean contact on it. Lovely football that from Ghana. Side to side, held on to possession. I think he was aiming at Semenyo. Instead, it found its way to Koningsdorfer. And the finish and the connection couldn't match the approach play. Patient football from Ghana. Cape Verde didn't have a touch for quite a while, and that would have been a superb team goal had it gone in. But at least an effort to talk about from the Black Stars. those calamitous 2021 campaign. They opened with defeat against Morocco by 1-0. They then seemingly gave themselves a chance of progress by drawing 1-1 with Gabon, leaving them with victory against Comoros in their final game to go through to the round of 16. And instead, against the debutants, they suffered a 3-2 loss as Comoros scored their first ever goals at a Nations Cup, and not one, not two, but three, of course. Andre Ayew was sent off early on, midway in the first half, which presented the Black Stars with a whole host of problems from which they'd never recovered. And shortly after, coach Milovan Rajevac, who enjoyed that wonderful 2010 World Cup with them, taking Ghana back then to what was the closest by an African nation ever to a World Cup semi-final. Just an Asamoah Gyan penalty against the crossbar away from making it to the last four. He was gone. Otto Addo came in his place, got Ghana to the World Cup. But after failure there, they turned to Chris Hughton, who took on the technical director role in February 2022. And stepped up precisely a year later. The former manager of Brighton and Newcastle in the Premier League. Amongst other English clubs, good run again from Painter, but he's having a really good battle with João Paulo. Down the side. Well, that's a nutmeg after a little scoop. I think they're enjoying themselves, the Blue Sharks. Toying at times with the Black Stars. But it's a little bit early for showboating. That's the nutmeg from Bebe. 33 years of age now. And now bought by Man United in way back in 2010, with Sir Alex Ferguson admitting he had never even seen him play, one of the more controversial transfers of his time in charge. Also the recommendation of assistant Carlos Queiroz, familiar figure in the world of African football, having led Egypt to the final last time around. Colleagues Dorfan. It didn't work out at Man United, by the way. He left 4 years later after just 7 appearances for the record. Well, it's certainly patient from Ghana. For a little bit more from Hughton. I think they've only scored once in the first half under him. And if that continues, we can expect a fair bit more from the Black Stars after the break. Pace will be one of their brighter players in the opening half hour here. Figure of Jordan Ayew will take this. Can he find a white head? No, he can't, because that'll be a goal kick, despite Salisu's protestations. Just to come off his elbow before going behind. So just the one chance apiece, the difference being that Cape Verde took the one that came their way. Montero, the goal scorer, back to Pina. Brian Mendes. Out to Bebe, who's often a left winger, but he's propped up a centre forward and left wing so far. Cabral has now gone over to the right wing, Bebe to the left flank. Mendes, who started on the right, is now more central. So Cape Verde coach Babista certainly moving his pieces around. Powerful header from Ashimeru. Shamiro Montero just muscled off it by Ashimeru. Costa will pick this up for Cape Verde. And we'll slow it right down. Round the corner, a chance here for Cape Verde to double their lead. Not taken. Straight out of Fori, and it wouldn't have counted anyway. Yeah, Montero looking for his second of the game. Jiku missed the pass. He was clearly offside in any case. And Fori did what he had to do in goal, the 30-year-old. The last Nations Cup before he but didn't play. Did play every minute of Ghana's previous campaign in 2019 when they got to the round of 16. And before that was when their remarkable run ended of at least the semi-final with 6 straight tournaments. Good ball in for the middle for Semenyo against the post. Can you believe it? Spilled by Bazinia. Onto the head of Koningsdorfer, and somehow Cape Verde survived. But super strike to bring Ghana level. What a hit! Ashimeru with it, and he goes over to the Black Stars fans to celebrate. And when he might, because that was a super strike. And just when it seemed Cape Verde were rid of their luck, along came Majid Ashimeru with his first goal for Ghana, and what a hit it was. And he's still way off the pitch celebrating. Oh, what a moment this was. Painsil played it into Semenyo. Vazinia, he knew nothing about it, Koningsdorfer. And then the clearance from Logan Costa just wasn't good enough. And what about that for a hit? Clean as a whistle. Drilled into the bottom corner. Well, did that come off his arm? It's a question that may be asked. But let's enjoy the strike in any case. Look at that. This will be the angle. Oh, Vazinia never saw it, and he just took off towards the Ghanaian fans in a corner of the stadium. He certainly enjoyed it. Well, Vazinia's still got the ball in this penalty area. And now they do go to the screen because, as said, I think that hit the arm of Koningsdorfer before hitting the post. That's the point that Vizinha was trying to make. And it may well be that moment of joy for Hashimura. Is it going to be because he's unsighted or he's offside? Well, he's certainly offside. Is he in the goalkeeper's line of vision? This is not the angle to see it. Is a better angle, so that's the line of sight, and I think Vizinha may well, that is his point, that he was unsighted. He couldn't see it by the player standing in an offside position. Big decision to make for the Congolese official. Königsdorfer clearly impeding Vizinha's line of sight. That's why they have gone to VAR. Well, he needs to get this right. I think the goalkeeper has time to see the ball. He's saying the referee. Well, one way or another, one coach is going to be furious. You can see him peering his head round to the right, Vizinha there. That doesn't help us so much. He's not happy with the goal. He has ruled it out. Drama. Cape Verde's lead survives. And Vizinha, well, right from the off, he was pretty clear about the point he was trying to make. As I said, this isn't the angle, but the other one is, you can see Vizinha was peering his head round to the right-hand side to try and see around Königsdorfer. This is the one. And there he was unsighted a little bit. Did he take a little step to the left? There's Andre Ayew expressing his dissatisfaction. So Cape Verde's lead remains intact, just at one point. I must be honest, I thought the referee was going to give it. When he said the words, the referee had time to move, the goalkeeper had time to move. But if he can hit them like that, Hashimura, looking forward to seeing him strike a few more. For Chris Hughton. You can see, we don't have the heat that we had earlier in the day, but we certainly have the humidity here still. Very, very sweaty inside this arena. Even for those who are not playing. Emmanuel Adebayor, the television in front of me, making very much the same point just before kick-off. Former Togo skipper. Ooh, Fafori. He's conceded a corner. Tricky ball, tricky height. Corner for Cape Verde out of very little. Salisu. Moreira looking to release it down the middle, and Cabral, who's now on the left side, is in behind, and it'll go. And that is a superb covering tackle by Jiku. Had to get it right and did get it right. He's a live wire, Cabral. Keeps switching flanks. Popping up on the left, popping up on the right. But that was superbly timed for Jiku. Ghanaian Footballer of the Year in 2022, Jiku. There he is. Just as it looks as though he had got away. Look at that. Timing absolutely perfect from the centre back. Bebe, can he get away from Adoy? He can. Cabral charging in the Ghanaian defence once again. Montero, the goal scorer, to Mendes, the skipper. Just happy to sit at the base of the midfield. Here is Bebe from distance. Well, this he might have wished he hadn't. Bebe. 4 goals in 16 appearances for Cape Verde. For Bebe. His last coming with a friendly against Algeria in October. The man who made his Cape Verde debut less than 2 years ago. In his 30s. Not quite the career he was hoping for in Portuguese youth. Now with Rayo Vallecano in Spain as Bebe. Lopez. Another who played for a different nation at youth level, in his case Republic of Ireland. Of additional time at the end of this half. They've got to be careful here, Cape Verde, because decent pressing from Ghana. And that's probably what needed to be done a little bit earlier, but still, the ball in Ghana's possession, looking to get Painter in behind again. One of the Black Stars' brighter performers in this opening half. Ayew to Mensah. 3 men in white in the box. Can Ayew find one of them? And he went down very easily. He knew it was coming. And he can win free kicks all day long, can Jordan Ayew. Well, he bet that a mile off. As we see Babista, the Cape Verde coach, at his second Nations Cup. Former captain of Cape Verde. He'll be desperate for his side to see out the remaining couple of minutes or so. Taking their time here, Ghana. What have they got in store? A couple of men in and around the Cape Verde wall. Training ground routine. Simple hit in the end from Jordan Ayew. There wasn't too much that was fancy about that. neither in the approach nor in the execution. He does have 19 international goals. Jordan Ayew, but not scored since September. For Ghana, that is. Nice driving run this. Just when it seemed as though he may tee up one of his teammates. Idrisu coming in. Jordan Ayew overreached and touched to a foul. And you can see that the man wearing 26 just waiting for the layoff on the edge of the D. A layoff that never came. There is Asa Moa-Jan, the man who Ghana could dearly love with on the field today. All those goals in 2010, whether the Nations Cup or the World Cup, is Annus Mirabilis. He's obviously stopped playing a while back as the referee blows the half-time whistle. And Ghana, despite their best efforts, going a goal behind. The early strike after 80 minutes from